9 o'clock, guys. Let me just give Robin one last call here. We're going to give him a chance to get on here. Let me see. Participants, if he is on. I do not see him on the. Oh, there he is. All right, perfect. Allowed to talk. Hey, Robin. Oh, whoops.
All
hey,
right.
Robin, can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Perfect, perfect. Yes, sir. I unmuted you there. How you doing, sir?
All right. I'm good, man.
Very good, very good.
I'll just figure this one out. I'll just switch on my camera. But anyways, I'll just switch on the camera at a later stage. All right. Welcome everyone to this webinar presentation, and I'm really glad that all of you guys are here for this webinar, for this opportunity. And I really appreciate the fact that you've taken out time to be here for this webinar call, because for some of you it's early morning, and for some of you it's late evening. You guys are taking out time from your friends and family, and it really I really appreciate that. Yes. All right, guys. So I would really want to start off this webinar with a short story, everyone. And it really makes a lot of sense. When I heard about this story, it made a lot of sense to me. And so I really want to share with you guys the short story. So basically, there was this man who was on a boat. He was in the middle of the ocean, and his boat kind of drowned. Yeah. And he was stranded. He was in the middle of the ocean, nothing, nowhere to go, nothing to do, no one to ask help for. And he joined his hands, and he prayed to God. He was like, God, please help me get out of this situation. I really want to live. Please help me, and please help me out. Yeah. And so then what happened was, after a little while, a robot came to him, and the robot offered help to him. He was like, man, do you want to grab my hand? Do you want me to help you out? The man said, no, man, I'm okay. I'm all right. I've asked God for help, and he's gonna come and help me out. I'm okay. I'm all good. The robot went. And then, a cruise ship came in. The cruise ship, threw this balloon, this floater to him, and they were like, do you want to grab hold of the floater, and do you want to just, come across into the cruise ship? He was like, no, man, I'm all right. I'm okay. I've asked God for help, and he's going to be there to help me out. They were like, okay. And even those guys went away. And then third time, a helicopter came in, yeah, and the helicopter dropped in the ropes. They were like, man, do you want to grab hold of the rope, and do you want to come up? Like, we're here to save you. So then he was like, no, and I'm all right. I'm all okay. I've asked God for help, and he's going to be there to help me out. And then finally he drowned, and he went to heaven, and there he was one-on-one with God, and he was like, God, I asked you for help, and why didn't you come to save me? And God told him, man, I sent you, I gave you 3 opportunities. I sent you the robot first. I then sent you the cruise ship. I then sent you a helicopter. I sent you so many people to help you out. But you just refused to take help. That was me, in their shape. And I wanted to help you out, but you did not take any sort of action. So, there is where all of us are, guys. There is where I am. There is where probably some of you guys are, where we're looking for that one opportunity. And it's just up to us if we're open-minded, and it's just up to us if we're willing to take that opportunity and willing to take that and really make something out of it. Yes. So this webinar could be that opportunity for you guys. Just keep an open mind, everyone. We are definitely open to questions and whatever doubts that you guys have about Silver Star Live, about the software that we're using, about results, about anything. We are here to help you guys out. We are here to answer all your questions. And I have a very special guest, everyone. I have Mr. Paul Scott here. He's one of the top leaders in the company in Silver Star Live, and he's a really a good friend of mine. He's been a mentor to me, and I've asked him to take out time for us, and I really appreciate that Paul has been able to take out time from his busy schedule for this webinar. So yeah, over to you, Paul.
Hey, thanks, Robin. I really appreciate that amazing introduction. Appreciate you so much, brother. And real quick, actually, I'm going to go ahead and mute you out just in case. Definitely a great intro. Welcome to the call, everybody. Thank you so much, like Robin said, for taking time out of your day to join us here tonight and really find out everything we got going on. here at Silver Star Live. So before we really get into the information that I wanted to share with you guys tonight, I wanted to share a little bit more about myself, so you guys know who I am and just kind of who's sharing with you this amazing opportunity. So again, my name is Paul Scott. I'm 24 years old, born and raised out here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. My entire life, my parents had always told me, go to high school, get good grades, go to college, get good grades so you can get a degree. And that degree is going to get you an amazing job that'll take care of you for the rest of your life, right? That was always the plan in life for me. At least that was the plan that was presented to me. So it was never a question on whether or not I was going to college, but it was more so just what am I going to study when I get to college? But it didn't take me very long to find the answer to that question. Looking back on my elementary school experience and middle school, intermediate school, there was a program called DARE. And the DARE program was where a police officer came into our school and he taught us all about the dangers of drugs and how they could have a terrible effect on our lives. And it wasn't necessarily the program that really impacted me. It was the police officer that came into our school every single day, because he didn't just go through the motions. He wasn't just kind of doing his job, doing whatever. He really, truly cared about each and every one of us. He went above and beyond to make sure that each of us knew anytime we maybe needed a mentor, maybe we were going through something at home and needed someone to talk to, or we just needed some advice, you know, some life advice, anything that we ever needed, we knew we could go to Officer Matheny and he would do whatever he could, anything in his power to make sure that he could help us. And not only was he the face of the police department to us kids because of his interaction in the schools, but he was also very active in the community. I mean, all types of community service. He was always showing up to a bunch of different churches, any type of volunteer opportunities. Officer Matheny was always there, and he really became that face of the police department to the entire community. And that's what inspired me to want to be a police officer, because I saw the difference that he was making in not only my life, but all of my friends, saw the difference he was making in the community. I saw so many opportunities to be able to give back. You know, one of my favorite speakers, his name is Les Brown, and he says, there's a quote that I learned from him that I decided to live my life by. The quote says, service to others is the rent that we pay for the time that we take up on this earth. And that was so powerful to me. And I decided that I was going to live my life in service to others. I wanted to give back. I wanted to make a difference. You know, another quote from Les, he says, the world should be different because you came this way. And so I wanted to have that lasting impact, which is why I chose law enforcement. But after going to school, getting a degree, I realized that degree does not equal job. All right. After graduating, I applied to a bunch of different police departments, and that's where I found every department had the same exact story. They all said, thank you so much for your application. Now there's a written test, a physical test, a polygraph, a 300-page background packet. You have to meet with our chief, meet with the psychologist. The list goes on and on and on. The process takes over a year. And every single department said, yeah, it could take up to a year. You might hear from us, you might not. And if you don't, feel free to reapply next year. I was completely mind blown. You know, I had just spent all this time in college. I had student loan debts coming up. I had rent I had to pay. You know, I had all types of bills. So obviously I needed to do something in the meantime, right? I couldn't just sit on my hands for a year while I waited around for one of these departments to contact me back. So I found a job at a potato chip factory. And this factory was actually about an hour away from my house. So the story of my life, I would get up every single morning at 4 a.m. 4 o'clock in the morning, I would get up. I would get ready for work, leave my house by 5:30, have an hour drive there. So I'd get there by 6:30, work a 12-hour shift, get off about 7:20-ish, and then have another hour drive back home. So I had basically 15-hour days. I was completely exhausted, and I was absolutely miserable. I mean, I hated my life. I hated my job, and I was looking for something different. I was begging for an opportunity. And so I started doing some research. You know, I started reading more, and I started looking for opportunities, and then I read a book that absolutely changed my life. That book is called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, written by the man you see here on the screen, Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. And in this book, he talks about the cash flow quadrant. Basically what the cash flow quadrant is, meaning that if you earn money any way, shape, or form, you fit into one of these 4 quadrants. And there's a big difference between the right side and the left side of the quadrant. And basically the left side, you have a cap on your income. The right side, you don't. But looking at this quadrant, let's look at the top left corner. We have employees. That's where I was in my life, working at this factory. As an employee, we all know what they are. You get told when to come into work, when to go home, how much you're going to make. And when you get a raise, it's completely outside of your control. All right, as an employee, there's a cap on our income put on us by our bosses and the higher ups, and we don't control much. Then we have the self-employed people. Now, as self-employed people, these are your lawyers, your doctors, your barbers, hairstylists. Okay, you have way more control over your time, right? If the doctor says, I'm not really feeling it today, I'm going to keep the, I'm going to close down the practice for the day, I'm not going to show up. They can do that. And they can also set their own price. They determine a little bit more about how much they're going to make. But where the cap comes from self-employed people, if the lawyer doesn't show up for court, guess what? He's not going to get paid. So yeah, he can determine when he wants to come in and what kind of hours he's going to work, but his time is still equal to money, right? He has to spend his time working in order to make money. And the same thing as a barber, right? I can set my own price. I can be the best barber in Philadelphia and charge $1,000 a haircut, but I can't cut 10,000 people's heads in a single day. There's just not enough time in the day. So that's where the cap on your income comes as a self-employed person. Now, here's the difference. Like I said, the right side of the quadrant, there's no cap on your income. We have the top section is the B for business owners. Business owners meaning that they leverage systems and other people's time to make them money, right? If I own a McDonald's franchise, I don't have to ever set foot in this McDonald's store because I hire managers, I got crew members, I got maintenance guys. Everything is taken care of. And so no matter how I spend my time, how I spend my day, I still get a check every single week, every single month. So being a business owner, leveraging other people's time to make you money is great because you get to determine what you want to do with your time. Now, the final quadrant is where the book puts a lot of emphasis. And this is the best possible quadrant to be in. And they explained why. The last quadrant is being an investor. And you are leveraging your money to make you more money. Why that is so powerful? Well, because your money doesn't get tired, so it can work for you 24 hours a day. Your money doesn't get stuck in traffic, or your money doesn't show up to work late and then have an attitude. All right, your money is problem-free and it can work for you 24 hours a day. So being an investor is the best way to uncap your income, and it is the best quadrant to be in. So I started looking for other opportunities to be able to invest. I wanted to get into this quadrant. And the first thing that popped into my mind when I thought about investing was stocks and real estate, because that's all most of us have ever been exposed to. But I realized that real estate, I don't have $20,000 to be able to drop into a house. And then stocks, well, I don't have $100,000 to drop into the stock market either, because I don't, you need hundreds and hundreds of shares to really to really see any huge benefit, right? So I needed to find something else. And that's where I was introduced to the wonderful world of Forex. So what is Forex? This is something that has really been hidden from the everyday average individual for hundreds and hundreds of years. Banks and wealthy people have been utilizing this vehicle for hundreds of years. And the reason being that up until about 20 years ago, you needed at least $100,000 minimum to be able to participate in this $5.3 trillion industry. Okay, this is the largest and most liquid financial market in the entire world. All right, it's about 10 times bigger than the stock market. But again, because banks and wealthy individuals were really the only ones that could participate, that's why people like you and I have never heard about it. But thanks to technology, it's really opened the floodgates and allowed people like you and me to be able to take part in this amazing market because of cell phones and computers and technology. Okay, so what is the foreign currency exchange market? How do banks and wealthy people make money? Let me explain. Say Robin, me, you, and Robin all go on vacation, right? Say we want to go on a trip to Mexico. All right, obviously we all know that once we get to Mexico, they don't use the US dollar. I'm sorry, I know a lot of you guys are from India, right? And all over the world. I'm from the US, so that's why I chose the US dollar. But obviously we get into Mexico, they don't use the US dollar there. And for you guys, I'm not sure what your currency is, but we're going to have to still exchange that into the peso if we want to spend any money in Mexico, right? So I take $1,000 with me. I get to Mexico. I change it into the peso. Now, what you guys don't know is I have a good friend in Mexico who owns a hotel. He runs a hotel. So they allow us to stay there. We don't have to pay anything for our housing. And then they have continental breakfasts. They have continental lunches and dinners. They got pools and basketball courts, all types of stuff. So we are living it up in this resort, this huge hotel. We don't have to pay a dime. All right, we stay in Mexico for an entire week, just living it up like kings and queens, having a great time. Now, when we get back to our country, if I land and I come off the airplane and I go to buy something, at a McDonald's or a Chick-fil-A and I pull out some pesos, they're going to look at me like I got 10 heads. All right. Obviously, we can't spend the peso in the US, or for you guys, when you get back, when you get back to your country, you can't spend the peso. So you're going to have to exchange that back. Right. Obviously, we all know that currency exchange rates are always constantly moving. They're affected by news events and different countries' economies. There's a lot of different factors, but a week later from when we exchange that $1,000, it's not going to be $1,000 anymore, right? It can be $800 or it can be $1,200. Now, if it's $1,200, we would have just profited $200 for going to Mexico, living it up, having a great time, and just not spending any money. Now, again, here's where technology helps us out, because that's what foreign currency exchange is. That's where the money comes in, being able to predict what's going to happen in the market and taking full advantage of that movement. Now, I don't have to go to Mexico in order to be able to exchange the US dollar for the peso. I can do that from my cell phone or my computer. And that's where people like you and I can finally jump into this market and take full advantage. So what is SilverStar Live? SilverStar Live, we created a hands-free automated service because we realized that learning the skill of Forex is a very difficult thing. And we wanted to be able to automate the process and give people the ability to be able to make money in their sleep and make money 24 hours a day and hop into this investor quadrant where they can start to put their money to work for them. So this company was founded in 2016, okay? 2016, we've been working on this over the past couple of years, really working on our software, trying to work out the kinks and the bugs, really perfecting our strategy so that we could get into the point that we're at today, where we've hit this point of momentum and things are finally moving like a well-oiled machine. All right, like I said, we worked out all the bugs and kinks. So we're old enough that we've been through all the major struggles, but yet we're new enough that nobody's really heard of us at this point. When I got into the world of business, my mentor told me, he said, Paul, the way that you make millions as an entrepreneur, the way that you really make a lot of money is getting in front of a trend before it becomes popular. Getting in front of something before everybody knows about it. And that's exactly what you guys have the opportunity with here today. You're in the college Harvard dorm room with Mark Zuckerberg as he's telling you, hey guys, I got this crazy idea called Facebook. Let me tell you about it. That's what you guys are hearing about tonight. So just realize that this is a ground floor opportunity, and you guys are really the first to hear about it. So we are already operating worldwide. Like I said, I know a lot of you guys are from India. We got guys tuning in from, the UK, Germany, all over the US, Canada. So we have people from all over the world. We are already operating globally. I know me, myself, I've got customers and distributors in over 8 different countries at the moment. Okay, our company is completely debt-free and privately owned, meaning that there's no corporate honchos, pulling the strings or investors that we have to appease. Our corporate leadership is really only looking out for our best interests. Okay, so that brings me to the next question. Who is the corporate leadership? Who is really, pulling the strings and leading the ship? Well, we have our executive vice president, Mr. Hassan Mahmood. He's the face of corporate, here in the field. He's the one putting boots on the ground and really traveling all over the world and all over the country, introducing people to what we're doing. Okay, and then we have Miss Candace Raw. She's the president. She's the one making all the tough decisions to really move our company forward. She is the backbone and the glue that really keeps us together. And then we have the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Quick Silver, our chief operating officer. He's actually the brains behind our software. He's a 22-year ex-hedge fund trader. And before I get into his trading strategy and a little bit more about his trading experience, let me explain something to you about Quick Silver. Okay, This guy is the documented 92nd smartest person in the entire world. Okay, there are only 91 people on this planet who are smarter than this man. All right, he has a 182 IQ score. And if you guys are anything like me, I know it sounded like a really high number, but I had no idea, what that actually meant. So let me put it into perspective for you guys. For anyone who doesn't know how high the IQ test goes, Albert Einstein had 160 IQ. Okay, Quicksilver is 20 points higher. He has 182. So just realize that this man is extremely, extremely intelligent, and he will be successful at whatever he puts his mind to. So what he decided to put his mind to was Forex trading. He became an incredible Forex trader. He's been spending the last 22 years perfecting his strategy. He created a strategy about 7 years ago now that has enabled him to triple his trading account every single day for the last 7 years. But he's taken that strategy. Like I said, he was an ex-hedge fund trader. He was trading the New York prison pension fund. Companies, corporations handed this man millions of dollars and said, here, make us money. And he did this for years and years and years. But what really inspired Quicksilver to get out of the hedge fund industry and create this software and create our company was the fact that how hedge funds work are that, like I said, wealthy individuals and large corporations give these hedge funds hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars and say, here, make us money. The hedge fund trader, like Mr. Quicksilver, would turn those millions into hundreds of millions or billions of dollars. And then they would give back the client about 20%. And then they would keep the rest for themselves. And obviously the trader would get a portion of that. And he did that for years and then realized, hey, these huge corporations, I'm making the rich richer. Huge corporations and wealthy, super high net worth people that can throw hundreds of thousands of dollars. These are not people who need my skills, need my services. He wanted to find a way to be able to give back to people. And this is one of the reasons that I think I meshed so well with this company, because after meeting Mr. Quicksilver and really just seeing his vision and the passion that he had for helping other people, I realized that our goals really aligned and that we were on the same exact mission. And that's really what made me feel like kind of forced to align myself with this company and kind of help become a founder of this thing because of Quicksilver and his vision. So again, we have an automated state-of-the-art artificial intelligence service that allows people to take full advantage of the Forex markets. Now, let me be very clear with you guys. Okay, we are not like, some of these investment apps, Robinhood or Acorn, or we're not an investment firm like Charles Schwab or Edward Jones, anything like that. Okay, we do not take your money and then put it into Forex and give you a portion, just like Quicksilver used to do with the hedge funds. Okay, that's not what happens here. What we do is we allow you to go to a third-party resource, a broker. You find your own broker, do your research, and find anyone that you want. It is completely 100% your choice. You give the broker your money. And then from there, once you get our software, we kind of help you with setting everything up and hooking it up with your broker. And then the software is communicating to your broker what trades to place. So the software is trading on your behalf and growing your account, but our company has absolutely no access to your money. So 100% of your profits, whether you have a $500 account or a $500,000 account, okay, it does not matter to us. Okay, and we have no idea what's in your trading account and no access to your money unless you tell us. Okay, so you are keeping control of your account, and you have a lot of you get to determine, like I said, your broker and what you want to do with your money. You can withdraw or deposit anytime of your choice. So a little bit more about our services. What I wanted to do right here, right now, I wanted to pull up some live accounts to really be able to just kind of show you guys what we have going on, because a motto of mine is documentation beats conversation every single time. I can tell you how amazing our software is, and I can tell you that there are plenty of customers, hundreds of not hundreds of thousands, at least not yet, but there are thousands of customers around the world using it. But talk is cheap. All right, I want to be able to show you guys what we have here and show you guys this thing actually works. Okay, so this is one of our customers, Abby. She's allowed me to have access to her account just to be able to show off some profits and show you guys the system working. So Abby created her account on the 25th of October. As you can see here, she deposited about $1,400. The first trade was placed on her account on the 7th of November. Okay, she made $24, then $25, and $27, $24, $16, $19, and then we finally have a loss. So guys, here's the thing about Forex. Okay, the market only does two things. It either goes down or it goes up. All right, you got a 50-50 shot. Anybody can get lucky, okay? People make money in Vegas all the time, all right? What really sets apart the profitable traders and the professionals from the amateurs and people who lose a lot of money is how they handle these losses. You know, there aren't many guarantees in life outside of paying taxes and dying, but if you're involved in Forex, okay, taking losses is definitely one of those guarantees. You're gonna see losses. But what really sets our software apart, and like I said, what sets apart the professionals from the amateur is taking a loss and not completely blowing your profits or completely blowing your account. So how our software handles losses is an important thing. So let's see one. Here you see she took a trade for the New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. She lost $39. Now here's why our artificial intelligence is called artificial intelligence. It's not like any other bot or EA or anything else you've ever seen out there in the market, because it analyzes, watches the trade, and as it determined, hey, the market is not moving in our direction, you know, it's going south, it opened another position. You can see this NZD JPY trade right here. So even though she lost $39, she actually made $43. Okay, she didn't just break even, she even made a couple dollars on this bad trade. So our software is not only entering you in all these super amazing trades and a super high accuracy, but even when it takes a bad trade and, you know, gets a loss, it's breaking even, and in most cases you even make a couple dollars from those losses. So we can scroll through the history a little bit more, see a bunch more wins. So here's another example. Whoops. Here's another example of a loss right here. So we have the US dollar Japanese yen pair. Again, the software determined, hey, this is a bad trade, we're probably going to hedge. So let's look for the hedge. She lost $40 here. Then it took you know, an AUD NZD trade. So it took a couple trades that won in the meantime. But here's the hedge right here. I'm sorry, not hedge. It's called a cost average. So here's the cost average. So she lost $40 right there, and then she made 44. So as you guys can see, the hedging, the cost averaging function definitely works. So let's get into the results. All right. The account started in November, so it's only been about 2 months. In these 2 months from her $1,400 investment, you see Abby made $3,518. Wow. Okay, those are some incredible profits. I would love to see a bank where you can put in $1,400 and they'll give you back over $3,000. Now, obviously, the broker has some fees, and they need to take their cut of those, you know, of those winnings, right? So, from that 3,500, the broker took a little bit, and she still netted. This is her net profit down here, as you can see where my mouse is circling. So $2,700 is what she's netted from her $1,400 investment in just these couple months. So her total account size is $4,203. That's still incredible return. Okay, in just 2 months, she's more than doubled her account. Now, am I saying that everyone's going to be able to double their account in just a couple months? Absolutely not. Okay, this is the amazing thing about Benjamin, and really what makes this software legal. You have a lot of leeway. You can kind of change and augment the settings to you and how much risk you're comfortable with. You know, Abby is really a go-getter. Okay, she says, hey, I realize higher risk equals higher reward. So she was perfectly fine with turning up the parameters of her software and really just testing out the limitations of this software. So with you know, taking that higher risk, she saw way more than the normal 8 to 10% that most of our customers see. But still, like I said, it just kind of proves to you guys what is possible with this software. Okay, it shows you what you have the ability to do. So let me go ahead and pull up another customer account here just to show you guys more of the Benjamin software. So we have another customer here, Andreas. Okay, as you guys can see, so we've been through the history. You guys know the hedging function and how it works. So we can just look at the results down here. So the deposit was on the 30, I'm sorry, actually let's look at the date just so you guys can see. So Again, he deposited $100 on the 6th of November, then 14 on the 14th of November, he put in another 1,000, and then on the 23rd, he put in $2,000. All right. So this account was started in November. So again, only about 2 months of results. So from his $3,100 that he invested, he made about $2,100, and he's netted about $1,500. Okay, so after the broker fees and all that junk, okay, he still made about $1,500. That's over 50% of his account being returned in just 2 months. So he's made about 20%, 25% every single month. So again, 8 to 10 is on average what our customers are seeing, but that's not the ceiling. Again, he's making about 20, 25% every single month. So 10% is the average, but Andreas's settings are pretty conservative, and he's still seeing some great results. So that's kind of how our Benjamin software works. And like I said, you have a lot of leeway and you know, a lot of control over what you plan on doing with your account. So let me pull up Hamilton, okay, because this is our other software. This is super exciting. See, Benjamin brings you back about 8 to 10%, and it's created for the person who can throw a couple $1,000s in an account. But what about the person who can only put like $500 in an account? You know, 10% of 500 is only like $50. Okay, as great as $50 is, it's not nearly as exciting. So what we've done is we created another product called Hamilton. And how Hamilton works, instead of bringing you back a percentage, Hamilton will place hundreds and hundreds of trades on your account, and each one will be about 50 cents wins, and $1 and 20 cents and 30 cents and 50 cents, and all those you know, little small wins add up to a pretty big profit. So Hamilton is looking to bring you anywhere between like $250 a month to about $700 a month, okay, regardless of your account size. So generally, I usually say I'd like to start my Hamilton account with at least a minimum of $500. So you see here, whoops, let me go ahead, wait a second. Okay. So you see this account was started on the 23rd of this month. Hamilton is a brand new product. Okay, it's only been out for a couple weeks, so we you know, we don't have many accounts to show you, but this account started on the 23rd. He put in 200, then 100, and then 100. So he had several different small deposits, and the Hamilton is still the same way. You know, it still cost averages. It still opens up other trades to kind of help protect your money. But as we can see, from these few days that he's been running the software on this $400 account, he actually made $214. Okay, this customer has only been running this software for maybe 3 days. 3 days on a $400 account, and he's already made back 50%. Now, am I saying each and every single one of you are gonna use Hamilton and get, you know, $200 days? $200 weeks? Absolutely not. Okay, like I said, Hamilton, anywhere between like 250 to 700. So, you know, there's that little range, and it all depends on what's happening in the market. But this, again, just goes to show you guys what is possible, right? That little disclaimer, past profits don't guarantee future results. So I can't promise you guys, I can just show you what's been done. Okay, so as you guys have seen some of the products, so let me go ahead and get back to this you know, presentation here. Give me a second. All right. So for those of you who have seen this product, say, you know what, trading seems incredible. Okay, this Forex thing seems really cool. I love the software, but you know what? What about like Forex? What if I want to learn how to, you know, read charts and analyze and be able to make trades myself without the software? We'd realize you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, you teach a man to fish, feed him for a lifetime. Okay, me and my partners, Dante and Michael, we were traders and have been involved in this Forex space for about a year, year and a half. And so we realized that teaching people how to trade is extremely important. So what we've done is we've taken our knowledge and one of the best traders on our team, and we've actually went out and hired 6- and 7-figure traders to help us put together a trading academy that we offer to people that join our team, join our people that are our customers. We offer them this service 100% for free, where they get to learn how to do technical analysis of the market, and they learn, you know, the most basic trading strategies from super advanced trading strategies, okay, and hopping on live sessions and trading live with 7-figure traders. Okay, this is a service that we offer 100% for free to our team and to our customers for those that want to learn the Forex industry. So how do you get started with us? You know, how do you get your hands on this incredible software? I mean, I've seen some trading platforms that courses are $5,000 just for trading alone, teaching you about the markets and how trading strategies work. Okay, I've seen $5,000 courses. And as far as, you know, softwares that trade for you and bots and all this other stuff, I've seen bots out there for $3,000 to like $5,000 just for the bot alone, no education. And then those services also charge a monthly fee of about $350 to like $500. Okay, there are some ridiculous prices out there, but you know what? Again, you're putting your money to work for you. I mean, if you can make more money in your sleep than you do waking up and going to your job, don't you think it would be worth $5,000 to be able to do that? I mean, for me personally, it's a no-brainer. I would gladly pay that. Okay, I'd find a way to make it work. All right, if I didn't have $5,000 in my bank account, I would sell some stuff. I'd find a way. All right, but we realize, like I said, Quicksilver's vision and my vision as well, we want to help as many people as possible. And we realize that we can't have these crazy price points. So we offer you this incredible service for only $199. Okay, it's $199 down. Get full access to our software, full access to our trading academy, our live sessions with our traders. Okay, all for just $199 one time. You will never have to pay that again. Okay, this is a one-time fee. And then the monthly fee of our service is $145. Okay, it only costs $145 a month to be able to continue using our software and utilizing our services. Now, for those of you that are seeing that and say, you know what, $145 isn't bad, but who wants to add another bill to their life, right? We realize it's an extra cost and it's an added pain. So what we've done in this company is we've given you the opportunity to be able to get your monthly fee waived and get the software 100% for free. And all you have to do is share the software with 3 people. Okay, our company is utilizing a platform that most companies are already using. Okay, we're in the 21st century, guys. Look at companies like Netflix, Uber, Lyft, Airbnb. Okay, all these companies have referral bonuses. Okay, I used to drive for Lyft back in the day, or Uber, right? And what they did is they gave me a code and said, hey, you share this code with your friend. If they become a Lyft driver or an Uber driver, we'll give you $100 and you get a percentage of their first 100 rides. Okay, they're paying out their advertising budget to regular people, because they realize that word of mouth advertising is the best advertising. Okay, I can see a commercial about a movie, but I'm probably gonna just blow it off. Okay, but if my friend tells me that this is the most amazing movie he's seen in the entire, year, then I'm probably gonna have to go get a ticket and check this movie out. So this company utilizes word of mouth advertising, and they pay out and they'll give you access to this service for free just by sharing it with your friends. Now, if you're like me, if you're like Robin and you see this and say, wow, that sounds amazing, but what if I know 300 people who want access to this service, 300 people who want access to this software? What then? Like, what do I get from the company? I'm glad you asked. For those people who want to share it with way more than 3 people, the company definitely takes care of you. Okay, they allow you to upgrade to an independent business owner. They allow you to become an apprentice within our company. So it's a quick $15 monthly fee extra that you now upgrade to a business owner, and you are now eligible for all types of tax deductions and write-offs, and you're stepping into that business owner quadrant of the cash flow quadrant. Sorry about that. Somebody's raising their hand. Guys, feel free to type in the chat box, put in your questions, raise your hand. At the end, we're almost wrapping up here. So at the end, I'll unmute you guys and take some questions. All right, so just hold questions till the end. But like I said, feel free to type them in the chat box and I'll make sure to address them. But for those of you that want to upgrade to a business owner, again, a $15 a month fee, and you're eligible for all types of commissions and tax deductions and write-offs. Okay, so here are some of the payouts that the company offers you once you upgrade to a business owner. So after you get your 3 people and you upgrade to a business owner, every person that you introduce the software to personally, you get a one-time $40 commission, a one-time $40 payout, just because you've introduced somebody to the software. So that's the first way that you make money. Now here's the second way. These are our monthly residual bonuses, our monthly residual payouts. Okay, like I said, no one wants to add another bill to their life. Bills are residual and you get billed every single month. Well, How about your payment schedule being residual as well? Okay, once you share it with 3 people, you're an icon 150, meaning that you make $150 a month. 300, I mean, not 300, I'm sorry. You make $37.50 every single week. So basically, you're just breaking even at that point. Okay, once your network of customers grows to 12 people, then you're an icon 600. All it takes is 12, and you're making $600 every single month. Okay, $150 a week, 600 a month. Wow, that's a nice. Wouldn't you like to put an extra $600 in your pocket every single month? I know I would. So that's all it takes, is sharing this not only with 12 people, but growing an organization of 12 customers. So if I share this with 3 who all share with 3, now I have an organization of 12. Okay, so it's not just your efforts. This is a team building aspect. And here's where I am currently. I'm an icon 1500 in the company, meaning that I have at least 35 people on my team making a minimum of $375 every single week. Okay, and that's just the bare minimum. Because of all the other bonuses and payouts, you have the ability to make way more. Okay, now here's the final bonus, is the matrix. And how the matrix works is the company realizes sometimes, because of our payment structure, maybe you have a team that just grows super large out of proportion with the others, and the rest of your business can't quite keep up. They still want to be able to benefit you and be able to reward you for all the hard work that you're doing. So how they've done that is they give you $3 for every single person in your network, meaning that if I've introduced 5 people, I'm on level 3 of the matrix. So I'm making $3 a person on up to 27 people, meaning that I can make $81 every single month. And this is a one-time payout through the matrix bonus. So I make whatever I make through the matrix, on top of whatever my residual rank is, on top of the $40 commission for anybody that I've introduced to the software for this week, on top of the software trading and making me Forex profits, all on top of me being able to learn and trade manually and create my own profits. Okay, there is a lot of opportunity here for you guys to be able to make some money. And one more thing I wanted to bring up that I forgot to mention, as far as getting started with the software runs off of a VPS. Okay, that stands for virtual private server. And this is something that you're going to need in order for your software to be able to run 24 hours a day. We have a partnership with a VPS company that only charges $30 a month. So that $30 a month, just keep in mind that that's added in, but you can use any VPS service. So if you find, another service that's a little cheaper and you feel like, hey, I want to use this VPS, go right ahead. I personally use my service through, the company that we have our partnership with, because if I buy a Ferrari, I'm not going to put regular gas in it because it's cheaper. Okay, I'm going to buy that premium gas and allow it to perform at optimal levels. So I just pay the VPS, but you guys feel more than free to find and utilize whatever VPS service that you'd like. Okay, so I highly, highly encourage you guys to get back with the person who got you on this call here today. Get the link and find out how to get started with our software. They can share the link and they'll be able to plug you into our system, plug you into our team, and help you with getting started. So what I want to do right now before I end the call, I see a couple hands raised and I'm going to start unmuting people. So let me go ahead and see. And you guys can, again, feel free to start asking questions and type anything you'd like in the chat box. So I see a hand raised here. Hello, is this Sharik Antha? Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Hold on, wait, you're still muted. Let me unmute you here. Okay, it's not allowing me to unmute. Maybe you don't have. Attendees, let me see. Okay, let me try this one more time. Disable talk. Okay, I think you can unmute your mic at this point. Unmute your mic and you can go ahead and talk. Whoever has their hand raised there. Okay. I don't know. It doesn't look like. All right. I guess you are not able to speak. All right, does anybody else have a question? Please raise your hand, type in the chat box, whatever you guys want. If you have any questions, feel free to let them out now. I'm more than happy to address. Somebody's typing in the chat. Was great. Hey, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. All right, anybody else? Going once, going twice. I know we want to be respectful. Up, here we go. Okay, I have a question. What is the monthly drawdown? Okay, so what's the monthly drawdown of the software? So how the software works, it does not set a stop loss. So usually the software is just kind of watching the trades and it allows them. It really just depends. You can see a lot of drawdown in an account. Maybe I can't really give you a percentage because it all kind of has to do with your settings and kind of how you set things up and where you set your stop loss at. I've seen like 40% drawdown, maybe even like 50. I mean, drawdown can get up there, but again, because of the hedging function, it kind of helps balance things out and even things out. And at the end of the day, no matter how much drawdown you're seeing, because of the software being created from Mr. Quicksilver's amazing trading strategy, the market usually evens out and does what we thought it was going to do. So even if you see a lot of drawdown, which does happen on occasion, again, those trades will wind up breaking even or even making you a small profit. So drawdown isn't really a huge issue. Previously, it was only under your preferred broker, but can you do others? So yes, we never really, because we're not financial advisors, I can't tell you what broker to use. So you guys can use any broker that you'd like. If you're using the Benjamin software, that runs off of the MetaTrader 5 platform. So any broker that utilizes MetaTrader 5, you can use. Okay, and also the Hamilton software works off of MT4. So any broker that has MT4, which all of them do, not all of them have MT5, but anyone who has MT4, you can pick any broker that you'd like. Lot size fixed, or can it be changed based on the balance? So yes, the lot size, again, they're two different softwares. So for Hamilton, the lot size is fixed. Hamilton is always going to enter a 0.01 trade, meaning that you're only risking about 10 cents for every movement in the market. They're called pips, right? So you're only risking about 10 cents. And then Hamilton will enter a 0.01. Okay, and then if it needs to hedge, the hedge is a 0.02. If it needs another hedge, a 0.03, and it will continue to cost average as needed, and that's how Hamilton works. Now, Benjamin is where you have more control. Benjamin, you can change the lot size and make it whatever you want, and it grows as your account balance grows. Okay, so Benjamin is where you can kind of change and decide what lots you want to have, and you can really play with the software and the settings. Excuse me. Is lots of fit. Okay. And then if I do not want a VPS, can I turn it on my laptop? Okay. So yes, you can definitely run the software off of your laptop. However, if you run it off of your laptop, here's why we don't recommend it. I mean, you would have to have your laptop open and running 24 hours a day, meaning that the second you close your laptop, the software would stop. Or maybe I have a meeting at Starbucks and I take my computer with me. The second I'm not in Wi-Fi, my software will stop. Okay, and especially if I'm in an open trade, that could be a huge problem, right? Because now I'm in an open trade with no stop loss set and my software isn't active. So that's why we recommend a VPS, because it allows your software to be able to run 24 hours a day. And you can just access it from anywhere. But yes, technically you can run it off of your laptop or your home computer. But again, a power breaker blows on your block, you lose power for a couple hours. Again, that could be a huge issue if you're running your software off of a home computer. So that's why we recommend the VPS. So basically it's like a marginal Autobot. Yeah, I guess if you want to call it an Autobot, I mean, it's artificial intelligence, but yes, it is, artificial intelligence. And we also have a couple questions here. So do all brokers allow AI software? Again, you would have to kind of speak with the broker. Yes, most of them do. I haven't really run into any brokers that don't allow it. I mean, most brokers do, but again, because you're choosing your own broker and we use the MetaTrader 4 platform. There are a lot of different options, and you guys can really choose whatever broker you like. Let's see, what else do we have? Can we be in drawdown at any time with both softwares? Oh, can we withdraw? I'm sorry, not drawdown. Can we withdraw anytime with both softwares? Yes, absolutely. This isn't a, hey, give us your money for 6 months and, we'll hold on to. No, there's no penalty for withdrawal. You can make a withdrawal at any time. And again, that has nothing to do with our company. We have absolutely no control, no access to your money. You keep all of that control. You deal with your broker. So as far as withdrawals, and like, I know one question I get a lot is like, oh, how long does it take? That is completely outside of our company. I can't answer that because it depends on what broker you're using. Generally, brokers have like maybe a 2-3 day wait period. And so from the time that the withdrawal actually happens to like when it actually shows up in your bank, usually like 2-3 days, maybe even like a week tops. So it just depends on the broker, also depends on the bank. But yes, you can withdraw straight from your trading account to your bank account. There are ways to get your funds from that to there. So you can definitely withdraw at any time. How many profits if I invest $5,000 to $7,000? That's a great question, and I can't, again, this isn't guaranteeing. I can't promise you anything, so I can't really give you a number. However, I can say that on average, I mean, you've seen some live accounts. You've seen what the software has done. You've seen what our customers have been seeing from this software. So generally, I like to be conservative because I like to under promise and over deliver. I'd rather tell you 8% and have you get 20% in a month and be, ecstatic, instead of me telling you, yeah, probably 20 to 40. And then you get 10% and you're ready to chop my head off, right? So that's why we say on average, our customers see between 8 to 10% a month. So with the $5,000, $7,000 account, you're looking at about $500 to like $700. And again, that's on the conservative side. I mean, all the accounts I've shown you have seen more profits than that. And so there's, on average, our customers have, we've seen plenty of examples where they've seen way more than 10%. So obviously, the more you put in, the more you get out. Let me see if there are any more questions. Will you help me set up the VPS even if I go with my own preferred broker? Absolutely. Guys, regardless of what VPS service you choose, or if you want to do it off of your laptop, or what broker you use, we will always help you get set up. All right, we always help you with once you get the software from us, we'll help you with getting everything linked up so that your software is running and active and able to place trades for you. And one more thing I also should have mentioned, guys, we give you a 1-week trial of the software, meaning that there is 100% money back guarantee. I know we don't use this word often. We guarantee is usually a dirty word because I can't promise you guys anything, but here's one guarantee. If you try out the software for a week and you say, you know what, I don't like it, then you have an entire week to be able to request your money back and get a full refund. All right, so you are literally buying this service, trying it out, and if you don't like it, you get 100% of your money back. This is completely risk-free for you guys to test this out. All right. And again, because we have no control over your money and everything's being handled with the broker, you can empty out your trading account at any time. You can, you got a full week to be able to request a full refund. So there is absolutely no contracts, no nothing like that. You can cancel your services at any time, right? Just because there's that monthly fee, you can cancel at any time. We're not locking you into any crazy contracts. All right, so this is completely risk-free, guys. Do we have any other questions? Feel free to type in the chat box. All right, I got my questions box up. So any other questions, feel free to type in, guys. All right, let's see what we got. Nice, impressive. Thanks, Benjamin. I'm glad you're looking at it. I'm glad you're liking it. All right, well, it doesn't look like we have any more questions here, guys. So I'm going to respect your time. Everybody around the world, I hope you have an amazing morning, an amazing day, an amazing evening, depending on wherever you're at in the world. Thank you so much for taking this time out to check out our opportunity. Okay, I highly, highly encourage you guys to get back with the person who got you on this webinar, get back with the person who invited you here today and put this information in front of you, and get the rest of your questions answered. Get involved, okay? Get full access to this software. Allow us to help you to get set up and start making profits, making money in your sleep, because our motto in this company, if we can't earn you money, then we don't deserve your money, okay? So it is our job to make sure that everybody's hooked up properly and that everyone is seeing some great results with our software. So with that being said, thank you so much for your time tonight. Like I said, have an amazing day, an amazing evening, and I hope to be working with all of you guys soon. Bye-bye.